In today's video, trying for a December carp in Lake Trashmore. Hey, it's Joe of Joe's Carp Adventures, where I share my carp fishing adventures in the Tidewater area of Virginia. This morning I've chosen the same place on Lake Trashmore as last time for the same reasons. We've had winter-like temperatures. Last week we had a low front move in. It was in the 60s, but then it dropped down into the 40s and 30s for a couple nights. And last night it was in the mid-40s, and now it's in the 50s. So I'm hoping that somewhere between the deep water and the shallow water that are both a feature of this spot, I'll be able to find some carp holding and hopefully feeding. Second feature is trying the battle of the two pack baits again. My usual Panko Oats pack bait on 2 rods with a bead as a hook bait and corn puffs as a hook bait on the other hook. And then on the other 2 rods, I'm fishing the pack bait based on soybean meal. And this time out, I tried it with 2 extra eggs for a little extra binder to see if I can get it to hold better, because the last 2 times out, it just fell apart. It wasn't firm enough. So we'll see if that works, and then we'll see how the 2 pack baits fish one against another. Most of all, let's get a December carp on the bank. Okay, what you're seeing here is a screenshot of an entire cast of the deeper castable sonar. If you're not familiar with reading these, on the left side of the screen is the furthest extent of the cast, and on the extreme right side of the screen is where I have reeled the deeper up to my rod tip. So you can see that, of course, the probably cast somewhere between 30 and 40 yards out. And in this particular cast, there are 2 fish suspended in the mid-depths between 8 and 10 feet, and they're out in the deeper part toward the furthest extent of the cast. All right, here's the second cast, and in this cast now, let me explain that I'm casting starting at the left or deep end of the area that I'm fishing, and I'm fan casting toward the right. So this cast is a little to the right of the previous one, but still in the deep area to the left of the submerged island. And of course, in this shot, you'll notice that there's 5 fish, that 4 of which are suspended in the mid-depths again, but they're suspended pretty much at the junction of the drop-off and where it flattens out. And then there's 1 fish closer to the bottom, a little further up the drop-off. Again, there's only 1 fish in this particular orientation, but that fish is again located close to the junction of the drop-off and where it flattens out. As we continue fan casting to the right, again, here's another collection of fish that are gathered again at the junction of the drop-off and where it flattens out. Seeing a pattern here? Okay, on this next cast, you can see that the fish are congregated kind of in the mid-depths in what is actually a little trough. In this cast, a lot of fish scattered around, and this time the 3 that are closer to the bottom are actually also close to the junction of a drop-off and the where it flattens out, but they're on the far side of the trough, not the near side as they were before. Continuing our fan casting toward the right, now we're a little to the right of the island, and as you can see at the furthest extent of the cast, it's only about 5 feet deep. Then there's a trough as you come closer into shore, and once again we have a nice congregation of fish suspended right at the junction of the drop-off and where the trough flattens out. All right, continuing to move further and further to the right of the submerged island, you see that unlike the area to the left of the island, which was 13 feet deep, now the area to the right of the island, farther out, is only about 5 feet deep. And then there's this trough that parallels the shoreline. In this particular cast, just 1 lone fish, and he's up in the shallows. Maybe he's catching some rays as the sun warms the shallows up. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's about 11:15, and I just finished fan casting from left to right with my deeper. What I was surprised to find was, as I went from left to right, that all the fish I saw We're not far off the shore at all. This lake drops off quickly to about 10 to 12, 13 feet, depending on where you are. And they were all right at the bottom of the drop-off. But at the very least, I'm going to move all my rods in where I saw the fish. So that's an adjustment based on information. I moved all my rods in closer where I had seen the fish with the deeper. And I decided to take the soybean meal pack, which again, even though I added 2 more eggs to try to stiffen it, still isn't packing that great. So I used, made up 5, I don't know, tennis ball, softball sized balls of chum and threw them out toward a far shore landmark, about as far as I could chuck them, which is about where I saw the fish. Fishing 2 rods over that baited area and fishing the other 2 spread a little bit. So I'm hoping that that bait will draw some fish down, since a lot of fish were suspended between like 4 and 7 feet deep. There we go. Feels like a catfish. That head shaky feel. Yep. All right. Set this down for a second. There is a very pretty white catfish. You see the white whiskers. Pretty young specimen. I thank you, sir, for saving me from a blank and giving me some action. So tell your friends, tell your carp buddies to come and see me. All right, there we go. Bam. There we go. Well, that feels like a big catfish. Like a sizable catfish. I don't normally get that. Alright, let's see here. Whatever it is, seems like it's a decent size. To me, feels like a catfish. Oh, that looked like a carp. Reluctant, doesn't want to come in. show itself. Stay deep. Tighten up a tick. Let's just back it off. Take your time. Getting all tangled up in my electronics here. Nice carp. Boy, you just don't want to come in, do you? Sooner or later, I'm hoping you're going to get tired. You're giving me one tussle at the net, aren't you? Not wanting to give up without a tussle. There we are. Pretty fish. Can you let me bring you in now? Alright, here's today's first carp. That's a pretty one. Look at that. That gorgeous specimen. I don't know how big, but this thing sure gave me a tussle at the neck. Did not want to come in for love nor money. Didn't think I was going to get it in, but finally did. Alright, let's let it go. All right, there you go. Go ahead whenever you're ready. What a beautiful specimen. 10 pounds, 7 ounces. Hard fighting carp. Did not want to come into the net and would not come into the net. Finally. All right, glory. All right, next order of business after a capture is to, over the baited area, is to re-chum. Throw another ball over that baited area. Keep the fish pecking around. Okay. Looks like another catfish. Yep. All right, there. That's what you call a brown bullhead. You got something bleeping on the other one. See, the whiskers aren't white. Not very big, but they don't get that big. But at any rate, let's let him go. Okay. Well, you haven't quite figured it out what the direction should be. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Bam. All right, he's gone. All right, with every capture, we add a little bit more bait. See if we can keep them coming. Start baiting with the other after this. That looked like a catfish. Did I see that wrong? Nice catfish. No, it's a mirror. Oh my goodness. Lord, don't let me lose it. Please. That would be so nice. Lord, please let me land it. Pretty fish. Take your time. What a gorgeous fish. Lord, it'd be nice to catch this thing. In your grace. Whew. Don't rush it. That is something special. Alright, look at this beauty. My third one ever. Look at that gorgeous mirror carp. Woo! Let me show you the other side. Look at the gorgeous scales. What a beauty. What an absolute beauty. I'm going to let it go. All right, let's let this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mirror carp go. What a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Lord, that you privileged me to be able to catch. There you go. Whenever you're ready. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for letting me catch you today. Thank you for biting. What a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Woo! Ugh. Wow, that was some kind of amazing. streamer. Pretty fish. All right, here's today's third fish, third carp, and probably last of the day. Look at that beauty. I don't know, I may weigh it. That's a scale perfect common, 10 pounds or so, I'd guess. Fought good and hard, scream and run. Let's let her go. Okay. Let's release this one, probably the last carp of the day. You feeling better now? All right, go ahead, do your thing. Thank you, fatty. Look at the thickness of that fish. Powerful fish, big fish, strong fish. Scream and run, screaming fighter. Taking its time, moseying on off. Awesome. All right. Hey, it's Joe with my final update for today. It's about 3:15. I landed 3 carp today, 2 around 10 pounds, hard fighting, reluctant to give up specimens, but it was topped off by the most beautiful mirror I've ever caught, with a mixture of apple slice and linear scale patterns and even some leathery sections on both sides. So what a prize, what a beauty, what a gorgeous fish. I couldn't be happier. So all the fish came on the baited area today, which was in about, I'd say 10 feet of water, not far offshore at all, maybe 15, 20 yards, something like that. Didn't get any action on the other rods, even though I was fishing them in close where I'd seen fish as well. I wasn't really able to do the pack bait test because can't figure out how to get the soybean meal to pack right. So I just use it as chum to bait the baited area. Every time I'd catch a fish, I'd throw another ball out to keep them interested, and it seemed to work because I had good action this afternoon. So that's it for this session, and I'm very excited, very pleased, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey, this is Joe of Joe's Carp Adventures, and I wanted to give you a tip about another YouTube channel I really enjoy and think you would as well. It's Josh Vickers' YouTube channel entitled Carp and Catfish Baits, Tips, Tricks, and Techniques. Josh has as many carp bait recipes as you could possibly imagine, and the ones I've tried have worked really well. And he's a great carp fisherman, very friendly, down-to-earth guy, and I think you'll really enjoy that channel, so I urge you to check it out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming adventures. While you're at it, check out the suggested videos as well. Until next time, tight lines and wet nets.